Hello, this is wmpyr. I'm here to talk about, or should I say, answer three questions. Okay, number one is what is the martial arts style that um, you enjoyed the most? So, the most fun in training. And then number two is which martial arts style do you like the most? And then number three is which one was the most difficult? Okay. So those are the three questions I'd like to tackle for you today. And the first one, which one did I have the most fun training? And you know, I think I gotta lean towards Aikido. Aikido, I really like the methodology, right? Where I actually like that it's not supposed to be, from my understanding, obsessed with like combat. Okay. Um, and that probably throws a lot of people off, but just working on the Aikido technique and, just practice it. And as you practice it, your understanding will develop. But um, it's not like here, use this in a street fight. This is exactly how you're going to use it. Okay, let's spar and let's see how that's going to happen. It's not like that, and I like that it's done that way. I mean, it's still very serious training, but it feels like a lot more laid back, and it feels more like you're doing a martial path, and I really enjoy that aspect. Um, it's just a different mentality. And when I look on Twitter and stuff like that, I see Aikido people in Japan, and I've been lucky enough that they've befriended me on Twitter, and I get to see video clips of them training and stuff, and I go, man, that's so awesome. I would like to visit their dojo, and if I ever go back there, I would like to train with them, without a doubt, 100%. And yeah, unfortunately, in my area here, I don't see any Aikido schools, and I think there was one or two, but they seem to have closed down with the pandemic and stuff. And that I think that's very unfortunate. But yeah, I really like that kind of martial path kind of thing, rather than this is combat, this is self defense, that kind of thing. And it's not sport either. So I dig that. I really do. Okay, a close one that I kind of give props to is karate. Okay, um, in college, I took a karate class, and this was not my first experience with karate, but I had a lot of fun in that class. Um, I don't think the teacher was a really good teacher, and by good I mean technically, and also as a human being. It was hard to respect the guy. I don't think I saw very respectable qualities in the teacher. But that being said, the class itself, it was at a university, and just we just did forms, really. But I guess once again, that's just the same with the Aikido thing, where we're just working on the martial path. And honestly, for me, this is kind of the stuff where it's like I could just do this at home. Why am I coming to the class and doing it here? But I enjoyed it. I really did. But I was like, yeah, I really felt like this is what I do at home. I don't need to come for this. In a way, I thought that. But yeah, it was great. Okay, so then the style that I like the most, I think you guys know, is easy. It's Eskrima, and the reason why I like it so much is, well, now that I'm going to sound like a total contradiction here, but I like that it feels very practical, tactical. In a real life situation, five dudes approaching me on the street or something like that. I just can't imagine being able to get them off of me without a weapon. It just makes sense to use a weapon, and in that kind of situation, I'm just trying to run away. And to break free, I might have to use a weapon. And if there's like I said, like there's like five of them or something, it just seems to make sense. The other thing that I really like about it is that you're training with the sticks. You start with the sticks, and those skills can then be applied to other weapons like a knife, a machete, empty hand, and improvised weapons. It just feels like a really good deal. if I say so myself, it's like um, you're doing one thing that could be used for in a bunch of different ways. That's like an awesome package. It's it's a very very good deal. It's kind of like you have your PlayStation that could also play DVDs in a Blu-ray or something like that. Um, it just seems awesome. And that's yes, I am biased, but that's all I gotta really say about that. What was the hardest? The hardest, I'd say any of the sports styles were really hard for me just because I was not an athletic person. And then in the sports styles, you got to be an athlete. I mean, it's not just about you got to learn the techniques, but you also have to be athletic. So it's like two things that I had to work on that made it extra, extra hard. Um, but I'd have to say it was Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Not because I really believe that it is the hardest out of all the combat sports, but in my case, it is the one that I did the longest. Okay. Muay Thai kickboxing, I did pretty much. I started back when I started Eskrima. So I've been doing Muay Thai pretty much since I've been doing Eskrima. But, but um, with Muay Thai, I learned it from a foreign exchange student. And then after that, it's been pretty much self-taught or self-practiced. I just kept practicing all these years. So it's not like I went to um, an actual gym and did Muay Thai kickboxing. I did a little bit, but not a ton. Part of that was because I didn't want to get brain damage. I didn't want to get organ damage. But yeah, so I've done a little bit of Muay Thai here and there, but mostly 90% it's been me, other than the very first start that I got from that assistant coach guy who was a foreign exchange student. But yeah, so even though I've done Muay Thai very long, like I said, because it's me doing it wasn't so bad. But the Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, because I did it on and off for like 10 years, that's a long time. And if I had done that with boxing or wrestling, believe me, those I would have said boxing is the hardest or wrestling is any one of them could have been like I said, any combat sport could have been super hard. But in my case, like I said, I got to give it to BJJ. Part of it is because I am claustrophobic. And when I look back on it, I don't know how I did it because I don't do well in very, very confined places. Like there's people that can go into caves and stuff like that. And if the cave is like one of those where you have to crawl into, I I'll get sick. I'll start feeling nauseous and yeah, that is not cool for me. And also to be like in an elevator that's jam packed, that I can't. That's very very rough for me, mentally and physically. And if I think about that, I really, really am surprised that I even got through as much of the BJJ training that I did because I mean you're like this against the mat and a person on top of you, and you have to get position and go for submissions, and I really don't know how I did it, but I'm glad that I was able to experience it. But I'm also glad that I'm done with it. Yeah. So definitely BJJ was the hardest. Yeah. So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for viewing and take care, folks.